Thanks again for choosing Events by Autumn as your wedding planner. We are going to run through another tutorial video here on how to utilize your budget to the best of your ability. So we're going to log in to your client portal. You type in your password and it goes ahead and logs you in. Wow, that was really fast that time. Then we're going to go to the Projects tab. And when you get to the Projects tab, you're looking for Wedding Budget. And it is going to be what looks like a hyperlink because we store the wedding budgets out on iCloud. We use the numbers documents based on a Mac just because that's what we use as our operating system, and it's a little bit cleaner and easier for us to use. So you're going to click continue, and you're going to end up having to type in your name and click join. And then we're going to maximize this so we've got a full screen view. All right, this is the beginning page of your wedding budget. So we will go ahead and take care of everything under the yellow lines here. You've told us your max budget based on what you want to spend during your initial consultation, the number of invitations you're planning on, the number of actual guests, and then we go ahead and calculate the number of chairs and the number of tables that we need. So that is the gist of where we get a lot of the numbers for this wedding budget tracker. Then down here, this is all estimates. So based on a wedding of $45,000, usually a wedding will spend 4% of their budget on the ceremony, 50% on the reception, printing and gifts, 5%, 8% on photography. So it just goes down the list of what an average wedding would typically spend as a percentage of their budget. That's where these numbers come into play. So we basically take $45,000, we take 4% of $45,000 is $1,800. So that means that your spending goal for the ceremony at an average wedding would be $1,800. Whether you choose to spend all $1,800 is totally up to you. You can put more money towards the reception if you want to. You can spend all of this and then shave off money elsewhere. It's totally a personal preference, up to you guys. So we want to remember this 1,800 number. Oops, sorry. We want to remember this 1,800 number for just a minute, because when I go to the tab up top that says ceremony, you're going to see up here that $1,800 appears again. This is just a goal. You do not have to reach this number. It's just a goal. But it kind of shows you where you might be going over and where you might be saving money. So as we look through this spreadsheet, this is an example of a venue that's providing a lot of stuff for the ceremony. So she has $1,800 max that she should try to stay within for her ceremony. Right now, the venue's providing all the chairs, so there's no cost listed here. We just listed 120 chairs. We've got $53 listed here for a marriage license. Her friend is officiating, so there's no fee there. And then decor for the church pews or chairs. This is hard cost of goods. This is not flowers. Flowers are in a totally different section. So this is basically like shepherd's hooks and like little jars with hooks to hang off of the shepherd's hooks. So that's the cost for those. And then the music and the microphone for the ceremony is listed here for $150. So you can see her grand total for the ceremony is only $263. So she's saving quite a bit of money here, but I can tell you that we're spending it all on the reception. So if you go back to begin here, you can see next up reception, $22,500 is our goal. When we go over to this reception tab, here's $22,500, but then when we go through what she is paying for everything, all the rentals, all the food, like literally everything included in what we would need for a reception, except the flowers and the photography, she's at $32,777. So she's quite a bit more money than where we needed to be to stay on budget track. But as you can see, she's saving in other areas. So we go through all of this with printing and gifts, photography, transportation, rings, apparel, and beauty. This is like hair and makeup, your gown, the tux rentals, anything like that. We've got a whole separate line item for flowers. Miscellaneous is items like groceries for the wedding day so that you guys have snacks to eat during the wedding day. It's any kind of events outside of the wedding, like let's say rehearsal dinner, scattering party, the brunch the morning after, anything like that, any rental cars, any hotel accommodations, that goes under miscellaneous. And then this last page here is the budget breakdown. This is all estimates. So we only do actual amounts once contracts are signed and we've basically locked in all the vendors. And I'll show you that in just a second. But this left section here is basically pulled exactly from the front page. So you'll remember that 1,800 bucks, the 22,500. All of that is estimates. On the right side here are the actuals that we're saying that you're most likely going to spend. So you can see 263 bucks. She was only at 1% of the budget, whereas she had up to 4% to play with. So she's under budget here, but she's over on reception. She's under budget on printing and gifts, a little bit over budget on photography, over budget on transportation, well under budget on rings, apparel, and beauty, over budget on flowers, over budget on miscellaneous. But you can see that based on her $45,000 budget, we were on track to be at $49,000. So it was $4,000 over budget, but she approved being $4,000 over budget before we started booking vendors. Okay, so that's the gist of how this budget planner works. Then there's another tab over here for vendors and actuals. This vendors and actuals tab basically breaks down what you've actually contracted with people. So your contracted total is going to go into this column here. Anything that I put in orange is something that's not decided yet. It's still a contract that hasn't been confirmed, that we don't have final totals on. So you can see here that Glacier Raft Company, their venue cost about $8,000, but they also do the bar. So we know we're paying $8,000 for the venue, but we won't know what they're going to spend on the bar till after the wedding's over. So this is just an estimated total of what we think could be spent on the bar. The food, this caterer was providing family style meal services, which is one of the more expensive meal service types. The bride since switched to a plated dinner to try to save some costs. So we're hoping to shave off about $4,000 there. So you can see that all of these line items are going to add up, and we're closer to $65,000 than we are to the $49,000 that we were previously. So this bride still has some work to do on cutting back on these orange columns to get us back within the price range she wants to be. So that's the gist of the wedding budget. And if you have any questions, you can shoot us an email at eventsbyautumn@gmail.com or call us at 406-880-0592. Thanks for taking the time to listen to our tutorials.